All right, we're going to go ahead and start Unit 4, Lesson 2. It is called The Bank, the Library, and the DMV. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. Let's see. 2. Here we are. All right, so Unit 4, Lesson 2 looks like this. Okay. It's called The Bank, the Library, and the DMV. Okay, so our goal today is to interpret charts and compare information. Excuse me. Okay, so principalmente, we are going to compare the information, comparar la información. All right, so let's look at A. It said, what is the name of your bank? What kind of bank account do you have? Discuss the following words with your classmates and your teachers. And your teacher, excuse me. All right, so we have the word ATM. Okay, when you think about it, what is an ATM? Okay, we all know that an ATM is a place where you can take money out of your account. Okay. Now let's look at online banking. What is online banking? Okay, online banking usually is when you can make changes to your account, transfer money, deposits and stuff like that through online. Okay. What's mobile banking? Mobile banking is essentially the same thing as online banking. The big difference between mobile banking and online banking is that mobile banking usually has an app. So una aplicación that you can download onto your phone or your computer. Okay, your debit card. Okay, your debit card is usually connected to your checking account. Okay, usualmente está conectado a tu cuenta de checkings. Okay, and it's a piece of plastic, un pedacito de plástico that you can use to make purchases. How about minimum deposit? Sometimes, a veces, when you open an account, you have to have a minimum deposit. Okay, for example, my bank, in order to have a savings account, para tener una cuenta de ahorros, I had to deposit $5. Tuve que depositar minimum $5. Okay, I have to have $5 in that account. Tengo que tener al mínimo $5 en esa cuenta. Okay, now you look at minimum daily balance. It's kind of the same thing, casi la misma cosa, right? However, some banks, algunos bancos, I think Wells Fargo might be one of them. Sometimes you have to have, at the end of the day, you have to have a minimum balance. Okay, so let's say your minimum balance has to be $200. No puede bajar de ahí. Your average daily balance, that is just un promedio of what you usually have in your account, de lo que usualmente tienes en tu cuenta. Okay, unlimited, okay, means that there's no limit, no hay ningún límite. That can be, that can refer to the amount of money that you can take out. For example, my bank account, I can only withdraw, solo puedo sacar $250 cash one time. All right, let's look at B. It says Riverview Bank offers 3 kinds of checking accounts. All right, read the brochure below. So we have 3 types of accounts. We have Riverview Total Checking, Riverview Premier Checking, and then we have Riverview Premier Plus Checking. Okay, so those are the 3 different types of accounts. All right, access to ATM and branches. Okay, access to los ATMs. With each option, with each kind of checking account, you have that option. Tienes esa opción. You can use ATM and branches. Online banking, you can use for all 3 checking accounts. Mobile banking, also, you can use for all 3 checking accounts. Debit card, you can use for all 3. Okay, next one is fees at non-Riverview ATMs. Okay, you know, sometimes if you use an ATM that is not connected to your bank, a veces usas un ATM que no está conectado a tu banco, it charges you an amount. Te cobran una cantidad, right? So, for example, at total checking is $250 per transaction. Premier checking is $250 per transaction. And then Premier Plus checking, there are unlimited transactions with no fees. All right, so no te cobran nada. Checks, okay? If you order checks, how much does it cost you to order checks? Okay, at total checking, it's $5 per box. Premier checking is free standard checks. So they're free. And last one is at Premier Plus checking, it is free personal design checks. Okay, so you can add design for free. Next one, minimum deposit to open. Okay, to open the account for total checking, you need $25. For Premier checking, you also need $25. And for Premier Plus checking, you need $100. All right, monthly service fees. For total checking, there's a $10 or $0 no monthly service fee. Okay, you have to have a 1,500 minimum daily balance. All right, for Premier checking, it's $25 or $0 no monthly service fee with $15,000 of an average daily balance. And then Premier Plus checking is $25 or $0, no monthly service fee, with $75,000 average daily balance. All right, with a partner, practice asking questions about bank brochure above. Okay, let's look at number 1. It says, what is the minimum deposit to open the blank account? All right, now these will all vary. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to, I hit the wrong one. Which means everybody's answers are going to be a little bit different. Okay, you can put total checking, you can put Premier checking, Premier Plus checking. I just want you to practice asking the questions. All right, number 2, what is the monthly service for the, again, you can write whatever you want in there. I just want you to practice asking the questions. Number 3, are the checks free with the blank account? Number 4, can you use non-Riverview ATMs for free with the blank account? Okay, now let's look at D. It says, listen to each person talk about their banking habits. Decide which account above would be best for each one of them. All right, so now we're going to listen. Maybe if it doesn't freeze on me. Uh-oh. Let's give it a moment here. All right, let's see, it's this one.
One,
Ooh.
I really need an account with no service fee. I'm saving up to buy a car, and so far I have over $25,000. I like to do all of my banking online and on my phone, so I rarely go into the bank. I do go to the ATM a lot, so I hope I can find an account with no fees for ATM transactions. I don't mind going to the bank where my account is to use the ATM. I'm willing to transfer all of my accounts over to one bank if I can find one that I like. 2.
Okay, so let's actually listen to that one again.
1. I really need an account with no service fee. I'm saving up to buy a car, and so far I have over $25,000. I like to do all of my banking online and on my phone, so I rarely go into the bank. I do go to the ATM a lot, so I hope I can find an account with no fees for ATM transactions. I don't mind going to the bank where my account is to use the ATM. I'm willing to transfer all of my accounts over to one bank if I can find one that I like. 2.
All right, so which checking account do you think would be a good idea for that person? I would probably say that this Premier Plus checking would probably be a good idea. No, excuse me. I don't know. I mean, it could either go, he has $25,000. So there's no service fee if he has more than $15,000 on a daily balance. He has $25,000 right now. So the best one for him would probably be Premier Checking. All right, let's listen to the rest of that.
I'd like to find a new local bank to do my banking with. I saw Riverview Bank right down the street from my house and thought it might be a good fit. I'm looking for an account where I can directly deposit my $1,500 paychecks each month. I almost never go to the ATM because I like to go inside and get my cash from the bank teller. I do want to make sure that I can get a debit card with my account because that's how I make most of my purchases.
3.
All right,
We need a new bank
hold
for
on,
our
hold on. Let's go back.
I'd like to find a new local bank to do my banking with. I saw Riverview Bank right down the street from my house and thought it might be a good fit. I'm looking for an account where I can directly deposit my $1,500 paychecks each month. I almost never go to the ATM because I like to go inside and get my cash from the bank teller. I do want to make sure that I can get a debit card with my account because that's how I make most of my purchases.
All right, so with her, we know that the best option for her would be Riverview Total Checking, primarily because she has 15,000 minimum daily balance, or 1,500, 1,500 a month. Okay. All right, let's listen to this last one.
3. We need a new bank for our small business. I want to keep our small business accounts separate from our personal accounts. It's important that we're able to personally design our checks so they can have our business logo on them. We also do lots of ATM transactions around the country, so I don't want to pay any ATM transaction fees. Online and mobile banking are also important to us. I hope that Riverview Bank has an account that will suit our needs.
All right, let's listen to that one again.
Small business accounts separate from our personal accounts.
Because that's how I make most of my purchases.
3. We need a new bank for our small business. I want to keep our small business accounts separate from our personal accounts. It's important that we're able to personally design our checks so they can have our business logo on them. We also do lots of ATM transactions around the country, so I don't want to pay any ATM transaction fees. Online and mobile banking are also important to us. I hope that Riverview Bank has an account that will suit our needs.
Okay, so for this one, it can be a few options, right? I mean, it could be the first option. It could be, here we go. They are a small business, okay. And one of the big things that they talk about is the personal design on the checks, right? So for them, Premier Plus checking is probably a good idea, right? All right, let's look at page 90. It says, read the brochure about library services. Make inferences about the phrases you don't understand. All right, so Main Street Library. Library resources. Circulating materials include hardcover and paperback books, magazines, CDs, books on CDs, and DVDs. You can check out these circulating materials for 3 weeks. Reference materials include newspapers, encyclopedias, atlases, and other nonfiction books. Reference materials can only be used in the library. Library cards. If you want to check out materials for the library, you need a library card. Your first card is free. If you lose it, a replacement card costs $2. Browse from home. Use our online library to search for books and then have them sent to your local branch. It takes 2 to 4 days for a book to arrive at your branch, and you will be sent an email when your book is ready to be picked up. Fines. If you return materials late or if you lose them, you will have to pay a fine. See the fine schedule for more information about lost or overdue materials. Computers. Use of the computers is free if you have a library card. Printing is based on the number of pages you print. Renewing materials. If you keep materials longer than 3 weeks, you can keep materials longer than 3 weeks if you renew them. You can renew them at the library or online using your library card. Information services. Librarians can help customers find information, use resources, and suggest books for pleasure reading. Information services. Librarians can help customers find information, use resources, and suggest books for pleasure reading. Story time. Ask a librarian for a schedule. We offer weekly story times for preschool through 3rd grade and aged children. Other resources. At the entrance to the library, you will find a resource stand. Here you can find bus schedules, tax forms, and information on English conversation groups. Often there are also discount passes to local attractions. Decide if the statements are true or false based on the information in the library brochure. Change each false statement. Okay, so we are going to do the first 3. Okay, so number 1 says you can check out reference materials. Okay, that is false. Instead of can, it's cannot. Number 2, you can look for books online. That is true. Number 3, you can check out circulating materials. True or false? That is true, so you do not change it. Now numbers 3 to 4, 4 to 8, excuse me, I want you to answer. If they are false, remember you have to make them true. Okay. Let's look at G. It says, have you been to the DMV in your city? If so, why did you go there? Did you have to pay for services? Look at the chart of DMV fees below. Okay, so this is just an example. Okay. So for example, like if it's a new driver's license, it's $48. If it's a new learner permit, which is only valid, okay, only válido for 18 months. If it's a new state ID, it's $28. And if it's a new senior citizen ID card, there's no fee. Okay, if it's a renewal, Okay, cuando vas a renovar, it's a renewal. If it's a renewal of a driver's license, it is $48. If it is a renewal of a state ID card, it is $28. Now for a replacement. If it's a replacement driver's license, it is $25. If it's a replacement learner's permit, it's $22. And if it's a replacement state ID card, it is $18. Okay, so let's look at age. It says read about each person below and write how much they will have to pay. Okay, Enrico needs a new state ID. How much would that cost Enrico? Okay, that would cost him $28. Number 2, Lisa lost her learner's permit and she needs to get a new one. Okay, that would cost her about $22. Now I will have you answers number 2 through 5. Okay, all right. Let's look at the bottom. It says choose one place in your community, a bank or a DMV. We're not gonna do that because you cannot do the group work. So do not worry about it. Okay, you do have homework for this activity, for this lesson. Okay. Trying to show you what your homework looks like. Looks like this. Okay, it's page 63, 64, and 65. Now you have an activity as well. Looks like, let's see if I can get it to open. Give me a second here. There we go. So it looks like this. For lesson 2. Okay, what I'm going to do is this one right here. You're going to read the information and fill out the chart, but this information only gives you primo. Okay, so what I actually want you to do is I want you to read the back, which is this one. Looks like this. Okay, this will give you the information for all of this. All right. Now for this one, it's this is the information for the Cedar City Public Library. Okay. You're going to read the information, and on the back, you are going to answer the questions. Okay, on the next page, again, there's some more, there's another chart on a public library, fines and losses. Okay, and then you can answer the questions. Okay, so you have your homework, and you have your activity that goes with the homework. Okay, that is that is all for lesson 2. So if you have any questions over the lesson, just let me know. Thanks.